Hello everyone, this is Krusty783 here, and as you will probably know by now, I am not the biggest fan of Ninjago Core at all. I've been very critical of Core and its aesthetic as a whole for a few months now. So I figured it'd be a fun exercise to diagnose exactly what I don't like about Core and then redesign it to turn a weakness into a strength. If you like Ninjago videos like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more, and with that, let's get into the video. One of my big issues with Ninjago's core suits is that they don't understand the value of contrasting colours. Now, when I say the value of contrasting colours, some of you might be a bit confused as to what exactly I mean, so I'll clarify. While yes, they're from a different franchise, I'm going to use the Spartans from Halo as an example of what I mean by this. The Spartans in the original Halo games had two forms of armor. They had their black undersuits and then their colored armor pieces. The hard contrast of black undersuits with their colored armor made the colors of the armor really pop, and as a result the Spartans felt more colorful. However, later down the line in the franchise, the Spartan undersuits started getting colored like the armor and usually the same color as the armor, causing the Spartans to feel like messy blobs of color rather than well-designed characters. Does this sound familiar to you at all? The ninja's core outfits heavily suffer from the problem of not understanding the value of contrasting colors. Rather than feeling like the color distribution of these suits has been decisively picked to make the best looking outfit possible, these suits feel like the minifigure designers just threw a bunch of stuff at the wall and just waited to see what stuck. For example, Nia's core suit has this giant splodge of aqua blue at the right side of the minifigure, and then the left side is mostly entirely grey minus a tiny bit of blue. Most of these suits feel like they're juggling way too many ideas at once rather than doing anything coherent and sticking to it. If we want to go back to Nia as an example, honestly this suit feels like two halves of separate minifigures that's been awkwardly Frankensteined together. With the redesigns I'm about to show you, I want to push towards making the minifigures look more coherent design and color wise, and emphasizing contrasting colors. Now that you understand what my issues with the core suits are, here are my redesigns. As you can see, I've tried to lean as heavily as I can into the idea of giving the ninja contrasting color schemes. For example, they all have now either black or blue gloves to correspond with their colors. I think this very much helps to mitigate the problem of the ninja having just random splodges of their main color just on the suit, for example Kai's left half, which I personally think makes the suit a lot nicer. This kind of contrast especially really helps for this particular line of suits because they have a very vibrant color scheme. Having parts of the suit which are pure black to contrast them with makes the vibrant colors of the suits really pop, just making them feel more colorful and bright overall. The next thing I've done to try and mitigate the problem of having random splodges of color is to give every one of the ninja the same arm colors on both sides of their suit. For example, Nia's went from having one completely blue arm and then having one grey arm with a blue hand, to having two blue arms with black hands. I believe this makes Nia's suit feel a lot more coherent and less randomly designed. As I mentioned in my initial review of the core minifigures from January, Zane is my favourite of this wave. I think Zane's core minifigure for the most part avoids the problems that the other core suits have in this wave, so as a result I haven't changed it nearly as much. The one thing I have done though is given Zane blue hands to correspond with his blue hood. And the main reason I've done this is just, to be honest, Season 11 Zane's suit has made me really like blue hands on Zane. Like whenever he doesn't have them now it just feels a bit strange, so that's the main reason I put them on there. Also though, blue hands on silver arms, especially with a torso full of that same blue detailing, makes for some really nice contrasting colours and I really like it. Although of all the minifigures in this wave, Core Zane is definitely the one that probably doesn't need a redesign the most. His unmodified minifigure looks pretty great. My main problem with the Core Lloyd suit is that there's way too many colours on this minifigure and it really feels like they just had too many ideas. The original allegory I used to describe this suit in my original Core video was that there was too many creative cooks in the kitchen when it came to designing it, and I still stand by that. Now, redesigning this minifigure was pretty difficult because you can't really change the torso design, and I think that definitely factored into it. So, just know, if I could redesign the torso, the dark green half would be changed to lime green printing, like the lime green half. However, as for the actual physical changes I can make to this minifigure, I decided to take a lot of inspiration from Lloyd's core spinning minifigure, which by the way, if you ever think I'm unfairly biased against the Ninjago core wave, just know that core spinner Lloyd is one of my favourite Ninjago figures they've ever made. Anyways, what I decided to take away from this minifigure is that lime green is awesome and having two lime green arms is the way to go. What the Core Spinner Lloyd minifigure did so well is that it simplified the figure's colour scheme. It almost completely removed the dark green, and I think that's for the best. This more simplified Core Lloyd colour scheme works so much better for this minifigure, and I think it should be translated to the main suit. So that being said, I decided to go for two lime green arms on this minifigure. A common problem that I thought both Kai and Jay's core suits shared was that their left side was just one colour, and it was really bland. There was no different color hand, no different color arm. It was just one side was really colorful and well detailed, and the other side just had absolutely nothing to go for it. If I could make changes to the torso printing, what I would do is take the flame and lightning details on the right side of the suit and just mirror it onto the left. Unfortunately though, I'm not particularly good with Photoshop for this kind of stuff, nor am I a LEGO designer, so I can't really give you a high quality interpretation of what I mean. So here's my artist's interpretation of what I'm talking about. Ignore how it looks like a nightmarish horror and just focus on the cool mirrored printing. Basically, imagine this if it wasn't the worst and most nightmarish editing job you've ever seen. This is kind of what I'm thinking when I say mirror the torso printing. Oh, I've got to burn this image like as soon as I can. This is disgusting. As for Cole, honestly, I don't really mind him without the redesigns. I think he looks like a pretty solid minifigure with or without. But I also think the two orange arms are cool, so I'm going with that. This one didn't particularly need a redesign, but I think it looks better and more in line with my redesigns. This one was mostly redesigned to fit in with the others more than anything. That is it for my line of redesigned core suits. But before we start to wrap up into the video outro, I want to show you some other kind of modifications you can make. You can colour the hands in line with various details on the suit, such as the little robe on the background of the suit or the belt of it. I think these look pretty solid.
What's up? Ninjago, you like that?
Another modification you can make to these minifigures is adding the variation of their ninja hoods that have symbols on them. This works particularly well on Zane, Nia, and Cole. Although Cole would probably look better with his Season 11 mask, which has a black version of his symbol on it. The reason I didn't do this for the main line of redesigns is because not every hood exists like this. We don't have a green and lime green hood with a white symbol on it, for example, nor do we have ones that correlate with Jay's core hood and Kai's core hood. Which is why I left the symbols for the extras part of the video. LEGO, please make variants of these hoods with the symbols on them, please. Anyways, another pretty cool change you can make to these minifigures is giving Nia her skirt from Sons of Garmadon. I don't really think this is particularly needed to improve the core Nia suit, I just think this is a nice extension. I like this piece a lot. And that is how I would improve the Ninjago Core Ninja suit. What do you think of my improvements? Let me know in the comments down below if you think they're improvements or not improvements, and what would you change about these suits? I would love to hear what you all think. I want to make redesigning Core into a mini-series of sorts, so if you have any other suggestions for other aspects of Core you want to see redesigned, be sure to let me know in the comments down below, and I will try to get to it if I can. Thank you to my wonderful channel members, Magic Potato, Garmadork, Fuse, Xena Ariel, and Nick Gamer G. If you want to get a membership, hit the join button next to my subscribe button, although do not feel pressured to, you do not need to buy a membership, just watching these videos is support enough. If you liked this video or found it entertaining, be sure to leave a like on it, and share it with a friend if you found it interesting enough to do so. If you like Ninjago videos like this and want to see more of them as soon as they come out on my channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when these videos come out. Thank you so much for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.